All right, Rita. I saw this story and it really got my attention. You probably feel the same way. You know, there's a lawsuit. Lizzo's former dancers, they allege they were weight shamed. They were pressured at a strip club. There's harassment. They said it was a hostile work environment, sexually charged work environment, and that they were surprised that Lizzo, who really has been, I'd say, number one. If you want to talk about a superstar who has really brought the issue of body positivity and really expanding the view of how we look at our superstars, how we look at our dancers, how we even perceive beauty in a mainstream sense. She has been number one. She has been an advocate. She's known as that. So for this lawsuit to come out, and these dancers who said they were shamed about how much weight they gained, what their size was, some said it led to some issues for them, some eating disorders based on the pressure they felt from the boss, it's a little surprising. So the number one thing is, look, I want to talk about it, but the number one thing, my number one question is, I wonder what Lizzo will say. What will Lizzo say? I'm not talking about Melissa Jefferson. That's her government name. That's the government name, okay, on the lawsuit. And so there's a lawsuit part of this thing. But I wonder what Lizzo, if she will address this at all, because other than this, I'm trying to think of it, Rita, maybe you can correct me here. I can't really think of any controversies that have come close to bringing her down. At one point, she had a line in a song, and then somebody said, "Hey, that's insensitive." She changed it. She changed the lyric. As soon as she heard the pushback, she changed the lyric. She has won Album of the Year. She has a clothing line. She has been on Saturday Night Live. She's got an incredible voice. She's a great entertainer. Things have been rosy for her in the public sphere. This is the first time I can think of something being a little uncomfortable. What do you think?
Yeah, not that I can recall that it's anything that's happened major like this. This is a lot. I mean, where do we start? Because you are a person that I am sure has struggled with people and how they viewed you and your size. So to turn around and do the same thing for people, and I don't care if it's someone is too skinny and you're shaming them for being too small, or someone is too big and you're shaming them for being too big. Body shaming on any side is a terrible look. And for it coming from someone who you know has struggled with that, and she's talked about her insecurities, she's talked about, her body image and why that's important to her, is a horrible look. Add the fact that you had a coach, another one of her coaches was trying to push Christianity on people, only to be contradicting and having little conversations about sexual things, although she was shaming people for having sex. Oh, and then you decide that you want to hang out with your coworkers, where this is where she went wrong, Holly, big time. I mean, all of this is wrong. Let me be clear. But where she really, really crossed the line is thinking that the people she worked with are the people she's cool with outside of work. What I learned a long time ago is just because me and you at the 9 to 5 together don't mean we at the happy hour together. So she went on to the show, and then after the show, she wants to go in there in Amsterdam, and she wants to go hang out in the sex clubs at the red light district, and everybody is not cool with that. And so now you're putting people in uncomfortable positions. You think that you're having a good time, and I'm sure that you are, but everybody doesn't have a good time the same way that you do. But that's because you think that these people are your friends. No, these people are people you work with. And so now you're getting hit with a lawsuit because they feel like you're putting them in uncomfortable positions because you just want to have a good time.
I love the wisdom of that distinction. People you work with, people you're cool with at work, and people you're cool with in your real life. It's a difference. And this is all, look, it's alleged, allegedly this, allegedly that. We want to keep saying that.
Allegations.
It is a lawsuit. So we don't know what's going to happen. But I do know this, that this topic, when I saw it, obviously it's Lizzo, and I'm a fan of her music. So that got my attention. But also, I think it's important for us in our roles, Reeta, as journalists, it's important for us to show the full picture of any time harassment, sexual harassment comes up. Now, most of the time, yes, we are talking about men behaving badly, rightfully so. We're talking about it because there are more cases of men in power doing this than women in power doing this. That's factual. But the full picture is that this is a pervasive issue in the workplace. It's a workplace issue. And so we all do ourselves a disservice if we just look at one half of it or a third of it and we ignore the other 2/3 that are going on out there. This is something that we got to talk about. And also, this will bring out people like this is a former director who worked with Lizzo, and according to her, she wanted to step away because she felt like it was just she had a feeling just wasn't the right fit for her, and she didn't like the way Lizzo, according to her, she didn't like the way Lizzo spoke with people.
Yeah,
so
she said she was nasty.
She had to leave after 2 weeks.
Yeah, her allegations was she was not good, it was not comfortable to work with her, that she wasn't the nicest person, and that she, said mean things. And one of the allegations in the lawsuit too is that when someone had mentioned that they were uncomfortable with something that they were doing, Lizzo allegedly balled her fist up, like fighting balled their fist up, and then alleges that she used a slur against this person who I believe is from a Latin origin, as well as putting up her middle fingers. So, we've looked at and perceived Lizzo to be this upbeat, person that seems to be very kind. She comes off as being very relatable on TV.
Right. Yeah.
And now we're hearing that maybe she's not that relatable at all, allegedly, and that, she has some issues that people are dealing with when they're working with her, and she's making it hard to work in the workplace, whether it's being harassed, verbally, or emotionally, or harassed sexually.
Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget, you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.